Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high level best of 3 of StarCraft 2. Today we have hero versus ByuN, and hero is, well, he's starting with a very fast scout. This was a pre-pylon scout as well. This was one of the first probes sent across the map, mined some minerals with it, and I think his intention was to block this barracks, at least temporarily. Sadly, that did not end up working out for hero, as ByuN actually built the barracks in time. And I guess this probe was just slightly too slow because he probably wanted to mine these minerals. I'm surprised he takes out these minerals first as well, rather than these minerals. Because there's no way to really get rid of the minerals in the mouth of this probe. And it's way more difficult to take out these minerals later on in the game if you really want to rush something out. This seems to me like it is a normally timed gateway as well. So there's no 12 pylon 13 gate type of thing. Just a pretty standard gateway timing. Second pylon going down though, before the cybernetics core. Okay, and this is for a zealot. So a zealot is going to make its way across the map. ByuN, as usual, is not really planning on scouting. Kind of curious to see what hero has planned for us here. Zealot into... Is he going to build a nexus now? I'm not completely familiar with this build order, I have to be honest. Okay, zealot, pylon, nexus. And then the follow-up should be either a Stalker or an Adept, right? Reactor first coming out of ByuN, which majority of the time is considered to be the optimal response against any type of early game shenanigans. You have more Marines with Reactor first than with any other opener. That means... Well, actually that's not completely true. So as the Marine takes 18 seconds and the Reactor takes 36 seconds, technically... Before the reactor finishes, you can have 2 Marines already. And so if a reactorless barracks produces 3 Marines, ByuN will have 2 Marines. But they'll even up at 4, and from that point on, the ByuN, well, the reactor build will just be slightly better. You'll have more Marines. So for the long term, this is ideal. At this point, a reactorless barracks, just purely producing Marines, and these 4 Marines from the reactor first would be out at the same time. So... if we take a look at when the pressure truly started, which is right now, then yes, this is the optimal scenario for ByuN. And we see he takes out the first zealot relatively easily. Marine 5 and 6 are about to pop out. They will turn into Marine 3 and 4 as the first 2 brawlers have fallen already. So micro on this Marine. Hello, ByuN. We don't want to pull it back. No. ByuN doesn't care. As this Adept will go in and take out that low Marine. Command center is being thrown down and will finish up. Pretty good start here for ByuN, I believe. I mean, worker count is very, very close. Infrastructure is already up for the Korean Terran as well. And what this Zealot initially does, it delays the second gas by quite a bit, which means that any type of tech is also going to be a lot slower. So we see that Twilight Council robotics facility into the Dark Shrine. Now, a standard timing for a Dark Templar drop, 3 Dark Templar drop, might be something like 4 minutes, and if you're very fast, 23 seconds. If you're a bit slower, maybe 4 minutes and 30 seconds, depending on how many gate units you get before, and whether those gate units are Adepts or Stalkers. This is going to hit a lot later than that, I believe. So 40 seconds from this, going to hit 340, 345 the quickest. So that initial Zealot gave hero's build order about a 10 to 15 second delay, while it doesn't really seem to slow down ByuN that much. The stim is still going to be done in about a minute from now, so it's also about 8-9 seconds slower. But that might also just be because of the reactor first, rather than opening Marine into reactor. So, oh wait, this was the combat shield. Yeah, I actually think he's going to be just fine. Yeah, ByuN definitely in the superior position after that early game. Resources lost also in his favor. If resources lost are in the favor of the player that was playing standard, and the person that was cutting eco to do some damage lost more units, that often is a very bad sign. Oh, I like this move a lot. Oh my god, that was beautiful. ByuN splitting up his bioforce in 2 little armies, showing the Marines to the front and moving the rest towards the left side. And these TTs, oh, they're really late. They're actually super, super late, but they might still be able to do something. There's going to be a pretty classic base trade scenario here. This happens a lot, or at least some counter attack damage to one another. This DT is going to get spotted. I'm not quite sure if it's going to get taken out. Yes, it will get taken out before it leaves scan range. There's one more scan available. There's 5 SCVs queued up currently. Hello? 10 SCVs queued up. There's 800 minerals of SCVs. This Immortal is not quite going to survive. The Super Battery tries its best, but it will not be enough. A lot of workers are going to be going down on the side of hero here, and ByuN actually decides to go for a scan. That might mean that he has trouble defending here at home, but at the same time, it also means that hero is not going to have any units alive whatsoever, losing 17 workers as well. Absolutely beautiful start here for the Terran player, who has all the upgrades, so losing the tech lab will not be the end of the world. Of course, it's still going to be annoying. Now, sure, factory did get cancelled, that sucks. eBay isn't really producing yet, and a lot of turrets did get forced out, but this still looks really good for ByuN. Hero accidentally finishing up a shade there. I think Hero's a little bit desperate to do some damage right now. Warping in 2 more Stalkers, getting an Archon as well, 1 Immortal marching across the map. The unit count for ByuN isn't all that high, and I don't think he actually should be out on the map currently. Wants to try and snipe the Prism, gets the Prism. That is a complete game changer. If that doesn't happen, there is some potential that maybe an elevator in the main base can do something, but here a straight up attack in the front with the bunker present, I don't think that is going to be the case. And right now, Hero just needs to tap out. ByuN wins game number 1 here on Grad in this best of 3, and we'll be heading straight into game number 2. We are here on game number 2, played on Hardwire. We'll see if Hero has anything else special planned. So far that the Zealot build order not really working out for him, followed up by that extremely late Dark Templar drop. Actually ended up hitting at 5 minutes, by the way. I think he could have hit at like 4:45 maybe, if it was a little bit more optimized, but the build seemed pretty freaking loose to me. Alright, fast scout as well, that is past pylon. It's not quick enough to block any type of barracks, and he's not scouting proxy locations, so most likely going for a proxy gate himself. Seems to be the only logical choice here. The probe movement kind of makes me expect that as well, honestly. Like, he's really trying hard to dodge that middle area, and he's moving towards the bottom side. So we'll get pylon here, or here, or here. Right. Solid pylon positioning. At the same time, we see a fake proxy Rex coming out of ByuN. And we'll have to wait and see what both players will opt for. If ByuN scouts this proxy gate, he's going to be in a fantastic position, right? It's just going to be, I don't want to call over, but he should be in a huge lead after that. His tech will be way ahead because of the fast double gas. His command centers should still be similarly timed, depending a bit on Hero's follow-up. So there's a couple of follow-ups Hero can go for. He can get a robotics facility, he can get a Stargate, pre-Nexus. Oh, what happened here? I think this probe just went over here to scout. And I think that actually triggered ByuN into scouting for a proxy gate as well, yeah. So both players now are aware of each other's openers, and I believe this to be way superior for ByuN. Opening up with a 2-gas opener against the proxy gate actually is not that bad. I actually kind of like it. Second Reaper is also on the way here. And I think this factory should still be able to move in time before that first Adept is out. Not seeing a Chrono on that Adept is a little bit surprising. Okay, here we go. Probably Chronos it now. Bunker is a little bit delayed as well. There was definitely money in the bank ready for that. The Reaper is just running around, not doing much of anything. Wants to probably go and meet that Adept head on. Maybe get a couple of shots off as well. But like I said, factory will be capable of flying in position for that full wall. And that's just the most important thing, that none of these units get let in. Well, that's a pretty big error there. That actually is a sizable mistake out of ByuN. I mean, lifting the depot is not the hardest thing to do, and he failed at that right now. Wow. Okay, Adept gets a kill, forces a little bit of mining time away, and the overall trade might not even have been that bad for ByuN, but honestly, the door just should have been locked. The SCV should have never been pulled off the line, a single worker shouldn't have died. Like, that was absolutely not necessary. Depot is also a little bit delayed because of this, which means that the medevac is going to be delayed. I believe this is going to be an armory mine drop. He's still mining a lot of gas as well, so we'll need to see an armory go down, well, pretty soon, the moment the next 100 gas is available, which is now. There we go. Armory goes down, beautiful stuff. At the same time, ByuN is throwing away at least one Reaper in the middle of the map. There's 2 more Adepts out though, so ByuN needs to be really, really careful with this Reaper. He's not gonna get any scouting info. And this is actually kind of big, because right now ByuN is in the dark on whether this is a Nexus, a Robo or a Stargate follow-up. We are seeing that this is a Stargate follow-up, and herO's chronoing out Phoenixes like his life depends on it. Yeah, but for ByuN, this isn't so clear. So he needs to scout that now with the medevac. I mean, at home he's completely fine. He has the full wall. These adepts can never break a wall like this. I mean, herO even moving up this ramp is kind of unthinkable in my opinion. He doesn't know if there's still a mine there. So you don't really want to finish the shade on top. ByuN's going in right now with this little medevac. We'll see that there are a couple of workers there. Double Phoenix. Was going to be in time to lift one of these mines, but sadly will not be quick enough for the other two. That means that these mines will shoot once, and most likely one of them will shoot twice. This Oracle is being chrono boosted out. There is a second chrono boost that can be used here. At the same time, this medevac is being chased, and that gives ByuN the opportunity to actually move these mines apart, meaning that a single revelation will not be able to reveal them anymore. Huge play here. Out of the Korean Terran player, who's looking to be in a very good position. This move out, however, I'm not too fond of. I understand you want to take out this gateway, but this is definitely not the correct call. This army is going to get caught. I mean, this is not enough Marines to deal with this. We see the lock-on the Zealot. Zealot will get taken out. This Stalker that was warping in will also get taken out. But at the same time, losing 6 Marines, a Viking, and, well, most likely also this Cyclone. That's not a very good trade, honestly. That really is not a good trade. At the same time, we see herO dealing pretty well with this mine here. Needs to still deal with this one as well. We'll get the lift off. There's going to be 3-4 Phoenixes. A decent amount of gate units, and there's the possibility to warp in more here at this gateway. Bunker is not quite done yet. I think it will finish before herO manages to arrive. But there's only 3 Marines right now. 5 Marines are out. This is just going to be so darn close. Adepts coming in, Bunker not quite done yet. Good control out of herO. Gets that one Stalker out of least range of the Cyclone. Here comes the Oracle together with the Phoenix bodies. And there's actually no repair on the Bunker currently. We see full repair on the Viking. I'm not sure if that's the correct call. Bunker goes down. One of the Vikings does end up landing, and the ground force is going to get absolutely beaten. ByuN is just dead. That little move out, trying to take out the gateway and the pylon, absolutely fatal for him. And completely unnecessary as well, as he was up in workers at that point. He had better tech. He was just winning. And he took a huge risk, and there really was no reward at the end either. It seemed like a pretty useless move, and it cost him the game. So, score is 1-1, and we'll be heading into game number 3. Alright, friends, let's see if herO wants to switch it up. Rather than doing something aggressive in the early game, go for something a little bit different. Alright, friends, game number 3, and herO's already switching it up here, as he opens up with a gas first. Which usually means a no-scout follow-up. I've mentioned this many times before, but whenever you see a gas first out of the Protoss, their intention is to play Nexus before core without a scout. And the reason for this is because if you get the gas before the gateway, your cybernetics core is going to naturally be delayed till after the Nexus starts, because you just don't have, like, the gateway isn't done yet, so you can't start a core first. It's not possible. What it also does, it allows you to start mining from the gas quicker with one of the probes that usually would be used to be sent across the map, which usually would just oversaturate your main base, now can actually go into the gas. And we see a very quick pull into the gas, a 90 Nexus I think this was, into a 20 core at 132, 133. With the standard core timing, by the way, for a core before Nexus being at 124, this is about a 9-second delay on the core compared to what it usually is. This core should finish at 209, I believe, in this case. That is still 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds faster than a Nexus before core with a scout. So even though he took the gas first and lost a little bit of minerals, this is still quite a fast core compared to what you'd usually get. He's going for triple pylon as well. The reason he does this is so he can hide his Stargate on this pylon. This is a very peculiar little build order. Look at the amount of gas he's already saving. I actually think he took a little bit too much gas. Warp Kit could start immediately as well. He's very, very heavy on the gas right now. I am extremely surprised by this. I really would say this is too heavy on the gas. No scout whatsoever. Might seem risky. And well, honestly, it is risky. But ByuN hadn't scouted either, and as a result had to scout the entire map. Opening up actually with a double gas opener. I really like this start here for hero. Generally, the best opener against double gas openers are Stargate starts with a full Reaper wall. Because in this case, all the Reaper Hellion really can do... Oh, it's going to be 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. This is a TVT build order that a lot of Terrans have been playing in TVP lately. You're gonna need 3 Adepts for this. Without 3 Adepts, you're doomed, my friend. Honestly, if you don't have a Reaper wall against this build, it's really freaking difficult to fight this. It's really, really hard. There's a lot of good follow-ups with this as well. You can go into a mine drop here, which is exactly what we're seeing. You can even go mine drop into armory, because you just do have a lot of gas. As ByuN focused a lot on that heavy gas mining, he might be able to afford a lot of that tech. Twilight Council will be the follow-up after the first Oracle. And hero is just staying at home with the Oracle as well and finds this, honestly, this beautiful honeypot. Like, this is great. He's going to be enjoying this very much with his Oracle. Actually, he activated the beam slightly too quick, and now he's playing catch-up with these Reapers, and playing catch-up with the Reapers is something you never really want to do. He really used it a bit too quick, and as a result might not actually get that final Reaper. ByuN desperately trying to run it away into the corner, will not get it away. 3 Reapers go down, and actually what fell on the side of hero, just a single Adept. This is a great start, because the eco for hero already was looking very good. Oh, I think he spotted that medevac as well. Beautiful stuff. We immediately see the Phoenix being chronoed out, as well as a chrono on the blink. I think hero, I know hero a little bit. I believe he's going to follow this up with maybe even a second Phoenix, move across the map with a big Stalker count, and go for a big counterattack once blink finishes up. Try to lift the tank, blink in, kill what, 5, 6 workers, or maybe just straight up win the game. That's going to be his plan. I'm surprised we're seeing this Phoenix lift. That's a bit of a risky move, knowing that there's a medevac with mines on the map. I don't mind it too much, however. I really don't mind it too much. See hero immediately splitting his air units once again. He wants to get as much vision as possible. And he's doing a darn good job at that. He sees a lot. He takes the forward base as well, rather than the line base. I think this is an odd decision, as this is just a really bad base to have. This is such a strong defensive position, while this one doesn't have that strong defensive position. Your defensive concave is worse than the aggressive concave, which is one of the things that many people think about when they're taking bases. Like, this concave here is huge, which you can't really form down here, which makes defending this base difficult, and often you need to defend in front of your base as a result. You can see that there's a couple of tank positions over here mainly that would make that very difficult. Flanking from here is also hard because there's a ramp. So yeah, it's just a difficult base to keep, and we hardly ever see it. However, it might actually trick ByuN. No, ByuN already saw it, so ByuN's not gonna get tricked. Yeah, this is also what I expected out of hero, by the way. We see that big counterattack, a lot of Stalkers before building extra infrastructure. We do have that robo on the way, one more gateway, but it's not like 6 gateways are going down. We don't even have charge on the way yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he does another round of Stalkers before getting his next round of warp gates as well. You see how scared ByuN is over there. Yep, here we go. 3 more Stalkers are actually being warped in. I'm not quite sure where. Probably at home. Yep. This is exactly how hero plays. This is super hero. Loves getting these high probe counts of really low gateways, and then just building a crap ton of gateway units before adding extra infrastructure. Now he's going to start adding these gateways, but this is a lot of Stalkers. Usually we see 6, 7 Stalkers max. Hero went up all the way to 12. This means that he might be a little bit vulnerable against a 3 or 5 medevac push where his infrastructure hasn't really kicked in yet. That is the weakness of this type of play often. However, with these units that he built early on, he wants to keep control of the map. As long as he can keep control on the map, he's going to be just fine. ByuN wants to kind of break that control by sending one drop around. Brilliant move, because defensive warp-ins are going to be pretty difficult. These gateways are getting closer and closer to finishing up, and we see ByuN really wants to hit a timing. Oh, blink forward out of hero. Will snipe one of these medevacs. Beautiful stuff here. +1 finishes up as well for hero. Hero has such good vision, but he's missing a single drop here on the far right side. Stim is about to finish up. +1's about to finish up as well. These gateways finish just in time, as these Stalkers are still getting micro to good control out of hero. Once again, just taking fantastic fight after fantastic fight. We have another revelation coming in. No, Oracle's actually kind of idling. Recall into the main base. Triple Stalker warp in. 3 more Stalkers are being recalled. I don't think that's quite enough. We'll lose a lot of Stalkers here, actually. Expensive little defense for hero. ByuN is rotating in towards the natural. There's no medeffects with this army whatsoever. 2 more medeffects are on the way, and this is kind of that 5 medevac timing that I was talking about. That is so difficult. You don't have that big unit influx yet. We see a lot of money in the bank as well. This is super common when you play this type of style because you can't spend the money yet. This is a feature of the build, not a bug. And people that play this style know that during that 5 medevac timing often will be floating 8 to 1200 minerals. This is what we often see with Zest as well. People believe he has very poor macro. At times Zest macros poorly as well. But this is one of the main reasons why he tends to float so many minerals, which people don't really realize because they have the analytical skill of a wet teabag. Now, third base is going to finish up over here. 57 workers for ByuN. So ByuN, despite losing a lot in the initial trades, manages to get a lot of damage on the board and might actually be in a fine position. I would say in any other situation, he would be the one with map control, but hero always has map control because he always just moves on the map. Hero doesn't really care about what the situation of the game is like. He just starts moving on the map like the game is his. And sometimes that works out great, and other times a triple drop towards the main base can be very scary. I'm not quite sure if this probe is going to be able to spot that. Yes, sees 2 of the medevacs. If they had hugged the wall properly, that would have been good enough. Scan into the main base, as we see another drop. There's no recall available, there's no energy, and the cooldown isn't off yet. Yeah, hero completely caught out of position, and this is the problem with hero's playstyle sometimes, is that if you're out of position against a drop like this, you're going to have a lot of trouble cleaning it up. Oh, ByuN not managing to sneak into a brilliant position though. Will trade out properly against these Zealots. Good force fields out of hero, but the Colossi should be able to clean this up with the help of the Zealots. Now dropping to the third base. No Blink Stalkers here, which means that all of these Zealots need to start moving around. I like the pre-split here out of hero, realizing that another pickup into the main base could be very dangerous. Blink forward out of the Stalkers. Start target firing down these medevacs, but ByuN with good target fire on the medevacs as well. We'll take out on the Stalkers, we'll take out 3 of the Stalkers, and 2 of the medevacs will stay alive. I think we probably need to pick up again and just leave forever now. Yep, 100% the correct call here. This was a fantastic drop, and at the same time, I'm not even sure how he does it. I didn't even notice it, and there's no way that hero noticed this. Another attack at the front, slightly out of range of the super battery. Hero needs to move back a little bit, we'll just end up doing that. I'm not quite sure if ByuN wants to continue trading here, that might just be a mistake. Extended thermal lance finishes up as well. F2 move here, as this drop could have killed a couple more workers perhaps, but still, ByuN fantastic multitasking. Quick micro, beautiful control. Absolutely loving this. Ghost Academy is finished, Vikings on the way. +1 armor is about to finish as well, and it's +2 attack for hero against the 1-1 of ByuN. ByuN going for that 4 CC as well. Gas 5 and 6, which means that the second eBay and armory should start soon too. Oh, armory is already done actually, and the second eBay is done. Okay, a little bit late with the gases perhaps. Yeah, affording any type of ghost is going to be so hard if you're on 4 gas and you want to get the 2-2. Look at that. Struggling to get 2 ghosts out. 71 workers though for ByuN. Hero is in a world of trouble. And this drop play, by the way, also really showing the weakness of this base placement, right? You just have that triangle location base. You need Blink Stalkers in position. If you're not in position and you have the triangle base, they can just ping pong in between your main and your third base. This is super common. This has been knowledge that has been around for a long time, and it was really surprising for me to see hero take this base when the line base is so superior in so many ways here on 2K Atmosphere. This base might be possible if you open with some Phoenix type of play, where that dropping in between isn't that big of a deal, and you're often not defending near your nexus anyway, so concaves don't matter too much. But even then, it's a tricky base to hold. Good, actually pretty bad EMP out of ByuN. I was gonna say good EMP, but he completely missed it. 1 snipe on the first disruptor, second disruptor does get the shot off. That was a very important shot. If that disruptor also falls, this is a very different fight. This disruptor shot also is going to connect. We have a prism here with this army. 2 disruptors just get rallied into their death. Good blink forward out of hero, wants to save his Colossi. But I do believe that ByuN just has slightly too much, and most likely will pick up the game here. I mean, decent Colossi control, but that prism should just fall eventually. 2 more disruptors on the way here. This disruptor shot is absolutely going to connect. I'm not even quite sure why ByuN is still pushing forward. Oh, he's already up to 8 racks. Yeah, production is just too big at this point. I mean, the eco is fantastic. 5th base could go down soon as well. It's going to be 2-2 upgrade, Marine, Marauder, Ghost, with a couple of Vikings as air support against any potential Colossi. Against hero who's struggling to stabilize on 3 bases. And honestly, I think he might just die against the next push. These disruptor shots need to be absolutely perfect. They need to hit ByuN in the face 2-3 times in a row. And even then, I'm not so sure. Decent shots, actually. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to be enough. 170 supply against 86. Army supply of 96 against 27. Just the Vikings might be able to beat the entire army of hero. As hero taps out, ByuN takes game number 3. Wins the best of 3, 2-1. Should have won it 2-0, as you really threw away the second game as well. But made it up by that with a beautiful drop play in the 3rd game. Fantastic series, very action-packed game number 3. Really did enjoy this. High-level stuff, some odd build order choices out of hero, but I can't really blame the guy for playing odd build order choice because he always does it and has such huge success with it. This time, however, it didn't really end up working out for him. All right, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.